time has actually come to remove the engine from this Rover 45. Yep, I am actually going to do it today. If I manage to complete this job today and not get distracted by something else, that will be pretty amazing, because it will be the first time I've actually followed one of my own instructions. Except for that one, I did actually do that. Pretty amazing though when you've got to write down on your notice board to cut your own toenails in order to get it done. I am thinking that if I bring all the stuff down here that I believe I will need, I won't spend more time running up and down the yard than taking this engine out. See whether that actually happens. Well, after all that preparation to stop me from needing to go up and down the yard so often, I've not even got one bolt undone before I needed this. Progress so far? None. Bolts are on too tightly, and while lying on the floor there, I just keep getting this distinctive smell of dog poo. Yep, I've stood in a fresh one. But on the plus side, I have finally found a use for these brambles. Yeah, those spikes help dig the stuff off. Cracking. That's cool. Yes, that is very high up. Oh, he's got a new brake caliper on the back there. That's good. Progress of sorts. I was going to take the gearbox off the engine, or the engine off the gearbox, but that wouldn't work. So instead I'm going to take the car off the car. Go away, wasp. All of the subframe and suspension and engine and gearbox is all going to come out in one big go. Taking the whole subframe off along with the engine and gearbox is surprisingly easy really, because it's just a few bolts and the steering column and the gear linkages and, you know, all the bolts that hold the thing on, the cooling system, fuel system, power steering and brakes, and then the engine mounts as well. Yeah, not much to it really. Oh, and all the electrical stuff as well. And that time lapse was enough to take the front bumper off. Progress so far. Quite good actually. I think we've decided this pigeon's called Roger. Oi Roger, fancy a sandwich? Well, with the help of Mr. Engine Crane here, and a big bar, and all my other tools, and lots of cups of tea, the engine and subframe and gearbox is all out. It is now time to enlist the help of Mr. Trucky Transit Face and its very helpful winch. Doing it the best proper way I can is to just gently winch the engine from underneath the car rather than yanking it up to Nigel and just driving off. Let's see what happens. Moving the truck again. Right, that's out. Quite a productive day so far. You would imagine that taking this engine out would be a bit tiring, but in actual fact, when I get back from my little trip out to the school now, I'm looking forward to dismantling the rest of it to make it possible to move around. This is amazing. I had something on the board and I completed that task on the board. If only I can manage my second task for the day, I'll be very pleased indeed. I have just had the most fabulous idea for jewellery for the man who drives his Rover. Rover keys on a cable tie. Goes around your neck like that, fastens on, and look at that. How stylish does that look? I was feeling full of energy before, but now I've been out in the car for nearly an hour, sat down, it's all gone away. And Steve Wright on the radio. Does anybody listen to Steve Wright on the radio? I used to quite like Steve Wright, but these days I find him a bit boring, no G. Irritating, no G. I'm sure I'll feel a bit more energetic once I get back into work and have something to eat. Something spicy or hot or basically just not particularly good for me will do. And that's why I'm having a pot of pasta. Well, here I am with this engine. I'm about to start taking it apart. Oh, it's not just an engine, is it? It's an engine and a gearbox and this suspension stuff here. Never had too much joy with suspension components. Some of it may just come apart, some of it may refuse to come apart. Going to give myself another hour here to pull this rest of this apart. Ah, that's better. Block the sun out with my huge head. Actually, I've got a small head, which is why I don't look right with short haircut. I was hoping for some better progress than this, but I'm having to use the crane again now to try and pull the engine away from the gearbox now that I've undone all the bolts. Let's see if it works okay. And there we have an engine in a water tank. But now we have an engine in a water tank with a bag over it. That means it can pretend not to be an engine in a water tank, but just a box with a bag on it. Yeah, well, I don't think I'd be looking any further if I saw it. So now this lot is going to weigh considerably less and a bit easier to move around. Not that I'm going to attempt that. No, I'm going to take that apart. I need to. Can't leave that like that. I can't move that around, can I? I'm not that strong. I'm not the Incredible Hulk. This is going to give me some trouble actually, trying to get any more of this apart. Certainly at the moment, but every tiny thing that does come off will at least decrease the weight somewhat. 7 o'clock. That's long enough. I can get back to this in the morning. Yep, I'm looking forward to that. And no, I'm not even being sarcastic. I am really rather grotty now and tired and what else? Hungry. And I want to make a chili. I'm going to make a chili when I get in tonight.